Hello, hi. Today I want to talk about your yoga teachers. So the title of my talk today is my yoga teacher wrong? So if you have had more than one yoga teacher, so if you maybe moved from one teacher to the other teacher, or maybe if you just not changed, but just attend another teacher's class, or maybe if you do online, if you click on another teacher's video, and you may find things differently. So sometimes you may wonder, is my new teacher wrong? Or have I been taught wrong all this time? Was she wrong? Was he wrong? So these doubts may come to your mind. And this is a really common thing that the different teachers teach things differently. And when you think about it, it's really not as surprising because history of yoga really goes back for a long, long time. And yoga started as a system of a philosophy, but at least 1,000 years, for 1,000 years, it has been taught in the physical form. So there are lots of variations exist. And also, think about it, India is a big, big country. So what's taught in one area is different from the other area. And a few hundred years ago or 1,000 years ago, maybe this part of India and this part of India couldn't communicate as easily as we do. So it's really not a surprising that things are taught really differently with different emphasis. And I mostly teach Ashtanga yoga, which comes from a place called Mysore in South India. And it's really quite a small community. Not really, it's much bigger now. It's practiced all over the world. But still people look at this one particular area called Mysore. So they tend to had the same teachers at some point. But still among the Ashtanga teachers, they teach things differently. They just slight emphasis or slight of ideas, and even the same postures are taught differently among different Ashtanga teachers. This I personally experienced as a student. And again, this is not surprising because now most people who have been doing yoga for a long time, they had the variety of teachers. It's very rare these days to find pure Ashtanga teacher or pure Iyengar teacher or pure Shivananda teacher. Teachers usually had a different training or at least encountered different style of yoga. So they bring in their own experience from different teachers, different traditions, different styles. And on top of that, people bring in their own experience. So I always think the best teacher is your own practice. So you learn from your own practice. So you bring in things from your experience, from your own injuries. Maybe you tweaked something and made big difference to your asana. So you bring in all this, your own experience and also your students' experience. So as you teach, you see lots of bodies and you see how bodies are different. So you bring in different experience from teaching all these different people. So it is really true that every teacher brings different things to the class. So when I was new, many years ago, new teacher, I think I was merely regurgitating what I was taught. Because I was so afraid to teach something wrong. I didn't want to teach anything different from what I have been taught. So really only through teaching many students, I gained the confidence to teach in my own way. develop my own style of teaching, give in my own advice. So these things all come from experience. So it's really completely natural, and I think it's good that every teacher are different. Every teacher is different. And I really truly think that every teacher bringing something, you have something to learn from every individual teacher. So, having said that, what should you do when you go to a class? New teacher, maybe as a visitor, or for whatever reason you go to new teacher and you are taught differently. So my suggestion is to do what you're taught in the class. So not insisting on your own way of doing things. Not just being diplomatic, not for the sake of pleasing the teacher or not to stir anything, but you go to this class to learn. So you need to keep an open mind to a new way of doing things. There are lots of different ways to do same postures, same things. And it's not the one's wrong or one's right, but maybe one of them is right for you, but not for the other people. Or they both have different benefit. So I would suggest while you're in that class, you stick to what you're being taught. And maybe at home, when you practice at home, maybe you do in the style for a little while, in the new way for a little while. See how you feel. And maybe you decide to choose one of the options, or you may choose to do alternate. Maybe I do this way today. I do this way today, depending on how you feel. Or you may decide, today my focus is to relax. Or today my focus is to really go at it. So depending on how you're practicing that day, you may have a variety of options, even doing the same postures. So I think it's a really good thing that different teachers teach things differently. So, and also at the very end, I think it's important to bear in mind, it really doesn't matter how you do it. If your feet are 2.5 feet apart or 3 feet apart, if your fingers are apart or together, does it really make any difference? As long as you are happy and if your practice is supporting your well-being, helping you and keep motivating you if you want to keep coming back to your mat, and that's all it matters. So don't worry about the small details of the postures. Of course you want to do it right, and of course you want to do it, learn the right technique, optimum technique, but don't feel that there's only one way for everyone. You explore and experiment different ways to do the same thing and choose the one which is best for you. Okay, hope this helps. Thank you.